everyone, welcome to today's 3-day clean with me. This video is packed with some speed cleaning motivation just for you, and it's a clean with me in 2021, and I always share a real life mess. If you're new here, I'm Becca. I'm a mom to 3 boys and a military spouse, and I do a long cleaning video every single Sunday to give you the extreme cleaning motivation you need. So if you like that type of content, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications, and let's hop right into today's video. As you can tell, we are starting in my kitchen. A few days before this, went through my pantry, and we still had some Easter baskets in there. We had some boxes that were just unnecessary in there. We had some empty containers that I thought maybe I would use in the pantry eventually that I never really did, that need to be taken out. Just a lot of wasted space for things that were not being used. So I went ahead and just put them all on the island and figured I would take care of them the next day, which you see me doing now. My air fryer literally is always on the counter. If you've been around for a while, you know that I use it constantly, so it's typically always taking up real estate on my island. But we had cooked dinner and everything this day, so I'm just going to clean up after that, and we're really going to get the kitchen cleaned up because, as you can tell, there are a ton of dishes per usual. And I know it might seem crazy that we have so many dishes and such a mess, but over here in my household, we like to live life. This house is loved and lived in, and I don't worry or sweat the mess. This is a day's worth of dishes. I have 3 children, a husband, and we also have 2 house guests staying with us. So it does not take long to compile a lot of dishes. And of course, because I love to share real content with you guys, I also don't try to clean up before I film my videos. I give you the real and raw messes in my house. It takes literally a day for my house to get trashed with how many people live in it and how many people occupy it. And I'm okay with that because I just want to live life and enjoy my children being young. The messes don't bother me. Although I know some of you come across it and it does bother you, I totally understand that. To each their own, but for us over here, we don't mind these messes.
Telling you that I need you, but you're off my radar now. I've lost you. I've lost you. I keep on looking for you.
Like I had said before, we had gone through and cleaned out the pantry, so we did have a few more dishes in the sink than usual because there were a lot of containers that were partially filled or just had stuff in them that were probably expired and needed to be thrown away. So there were a lot of little containers and these little pop-top containers that I emptied out. So we did have a few more dishes than usual for a day's worth of dishes.
Keep me in your sight, 'cause I can do this all night. You can call it what you want, I got something else in mind. Oh, if it's you I've been waiting for, I better make you worth my time. So don't you pay them any mind, close your eyes, follow the sound. Keep it coming through the night, we don't need to slow down. Take it all, I'll give you what you need. If you stay with me, I'll love you in the dark. So shine on, don't lose your spark. Show me what you got, that you got.
Now we're moving on to day 2. I did not get a ton done the first day, just kind of basic cleanup, but today we are going to get a little bit more deeper because there were some areas that have been really bothering me the last couple of weeks and I haven't had the time to get to them, and now I finally do. So we're going to do that today after we're done putting away all of the dishes that we cleaned the day before.
Yeah. All we got is here and now. So give it all you got. Don't you pay them any mind. Close your eyes, follow the sound. Keep it coming through the night. We don't need to slow down. Take it all, I'll give you what you need. If you stay with me, I'll love you in the dark. So shine on, don't lose your spark. Show me what you got, let your colors burn. So take it all, I'll give you what you need. If you stay with me, I'll love you in the dark. So shine on, don't lose your spark. Show me what you got, let your colors burn. Let your colors burn now. Let your colors burn now. I love you in the dark.
Lights out, hearts beating faster in a minute. I'm high on slow dance.
I'm going to be taking my Method Daily Wood Cleaner and I'm going to spray down all of the bottom cabinets in my kitchen because they are disgusting. I know it's really hard to see on camera to really be able to tell how gross they are, but they were really bad, especially the trash cabinet gets bad really fast. The island, because we sit and eat at it, gets bad really fast, but they were looking really gross, and I had noticed the last couple of weeks looking at them that I could see like drips and spots and everything, so it was time to really sit down and give them a good wipe down.
But heart trumps the mind, so we'll win anyway. Yeah, we own the sun, naive, wild and drunk. Oh, 'cause it's all up, 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 up. When I'm with you, I'm with you. Pink sky ride, going faster, getting wilder. Don't care if I get out alive. You feel that beat getting harder, floating on it. We're rebels, at least for tonight. I don't care that my mind's going insane and my heart will burst into flames. No, I don't care about the heartache and pain, just don't let the memories fade.
So my plan originally was to get this video done and this cleaning done in 2 days, and I planned on doing a little bit more than what I actually got done. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that, and I really just wanted to share with you guys how much I've been struggling lately with getting back to a normal routine, because I know I'm probably not the only one. And getting the boys back into school after a year of Colby doing, virtual, and then Grayson starting kindergarten, It has been a whirlwind. It's been exciting, don't get me wrong. I'm excited for them to start school. They're both excited to be in school and be making friends and really connecting with people again. But it has been, I cart them back and forth to school, which I don't mind doing at all. I love being able to do that for my children. That's the whole point of me being a stay-at-home mom, is to be able to do those things for my kids. I love doing it, but it is a time killer because one's in high school, one's in elementary school, so I'm constantly going back and forth. So we're just kind of learning a routine, and it's been hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's been hard getting into a routine and finding the time to do everything and not be exhausted at the end of the day or too exhausted at the end of the day to get your to-do list done. But we've been making it work, and slowly but surely we are getting into a routine. But I just wanted to let those of you who are struggling as well know that you are not alone. These first few weeks of school are so hard, and adjusting back to a new schedule, especially after the year we had before, can be really difficult. So you are not alone.
We'll try tonight. This time we're not safe and sound. Not safe and sound. What if I'm no good for you? What if you're no good for me? Yeah.
Now I'm going to take my 7th generation disinfectant wipes, and I'm going to wipe down this pantry door. The inside of it was completely fine and completely clean, but the outside was disgusting because just like the island, I swear stuff got splashed on it. You know, things were smeared all over the door. And once again, I know on camera it's really hard to actually see all these things, but I promise you when I say it was not as white as it looked on camera. It was gross. There were a lot of spots on it that just really needed to be scrubbed off.
Everything's the same. We'll try tonight. This time we're not safe and sound.
Now I'm going to take this stainless steel cleaner. I'm not going to name it because I have no idea. Weeman, maybe? I have no idea how to pronounce it, but this is the stainless steel cleaner that I use. I love the spray. They have wipes too, which work great, but I find that the wipes leave more residue on it, whereas when I spray, I can have a more controlled amount that comes out, where the wipes, whatever's on the wipe is on the wipe. So I do like using this spray on all of our appliances. I don't use it all the time. I probably maybe use it every couple of weeks. I do wipe down the appliances all the time, but I don't use the spray all the time is what I mean. So I just really wanted to give the fridge a good wipe down and all the other appliances because it had been a while since they got a good scrubbing.
I sat down by the ocean. It's that tears that I feel up with emotions. Could I taste them for real? Longing for you, oh, but I can't get back. What can I do, oh, when your train is gone? I don't wanna go back, don't wanna go back. If you are not with me,
I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the dining room. I've been finding lately that when Grayson leaves school, he doesn't actually completely eat his lunch from lunch. I think he is honestly too busy talking and chatting with his friends. And, little boys, they're just, they're animated, they're playing at lunchtime, they're talking. I think he doesn't, and he's always been like a grazer when it comes to eating. So a lot of the times he comes home from school and he'll finish his lunch when he comes home. So that's why you saw all of his lunch stuff sitting on the table. I love those little boxes that I got for his lunch box. I had a hard time trying to find like little bento style boxes. that weren't big for like the square lunch boxes, because he has one of the tall ones where the bottom unzips too, where I put his juice box. So I needed something that was a little bit smaller than the typical ones, and I found them on Amazon. He struggles with getting them open because they do secure so tight, which is great, but the teachers help him at school, so it works out perfectly. But I love them. I found them on Amazon. If you guys want to link to them, let me know. I'll just actually link them in the description box down below if I remember. If I don't remember and you want to link, go ahead and leave a comment. Moving back to the kitchen, we are going to clean up from dinner time. I wanted to get the stove really cleaned up, and there was just a lot of mess from the dinners that we made. I had made dinner, and then our house guests also made dinner, so the stove was pretty gross and needed a good scrub down.
You're my best friend. Didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid, just like the movies. I was gonna stay in the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you. You and me so clueless. We were just broken shy.
By the way, on the stove, I am using my Mr. Clean Magic Eraser sheets. They're basically a magic eraser. They're just a thin sheet. They're amazing. I love cleaning up the stovetop with them. I don't use them for a whole lot of other reasons, but I would imagine even for an electric top, these would be really, really great to use, especially for those stuck-on messes, because literally there has not been a stuck-on mess that I have come across with these things on my stovetop that didn't come off effortlessly. I mean, completely effortlessly. And I remember when I had an electric top, you know, things would spill on it and it'd be so hard to get the spills off of there. So if you have one like that and you have messes like that, I would definitely go ahead and try the Magic Eraser sheets. To clean the countertops, I'm going to use my Method Daily Granite Cleaner. I love using this on my granite countertops in my bathrooms, pretty much wherever there's granite in my house. My favorite scent for this spray is the apple one, which I can't always find. The orange one that I'm using now is not bad either, but the apple is by far my favorite.
We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing matters. Stray around like nighttime momos. We were in too deep in your worn out sweaters. Thinking we'll be young forever. Driving in your mom's old hatchback, and we were in too deep.
Before I head upstairs to start the nighttime chaos, I'm going to clean up the living room and get it organized. That way when I come down the next day and we start working on floors, everything is already cleaned and organized and ready to go.
Lights are shining bright. My friends are in the club. We'll go all night. should know how I feel. You walk up to me, start dancing to the music and the chase.
I have to say, with only having one little one home during the day now, it does not get as messy in the living room toys wise, because there's only one that's playing with toys. Sometimes he doesn't even really play with them. He kind of just hangs out with me and watches cartoons. So the messes have not been as bad as they usually are, except for on the weekends. Of course, the weekends, they're always trashed. Everybody's home. Everybody's hanging out. Not a worry about it, but the weekends are definitely the messiest. But I have noticed lately that there hasn't been nearly as many messes during the week.
It's all about us. There's some magic in your eyes, can't get enough. Feel your hands, the way you're touching me around my neck. Got chills down my back, you do it right. The way you're holding me, no, I don't want this moment to stop. No need to fight it, I cannot hide it. We won't regret it, so come with me, maybe we're meant to be.
Moving on to day 3, and this day I really wanted to focus on cleaning the carpets and the floors.
To go home, don't want this night to end. Yeah, about time we stop pretending. Come home with me. Let's ride a
I had gotten a recent request to talk a little bit more about my Bissell Crosswave. That's what this is. This is a wet mop vac. Is that what it's called? It's a mop vac. Either way, it vacuums and mops. It's called the Bissell Crosswave Max cordless, I believe. And they do have another version that is with a cord, so you could definitely significantly save money if you wanted to get it with the cord. I didn't, just because my downstairs is pretty big and I already deal with a cordless vacuum, so I'm so used to not having to unplug and move around and all that, so I wanted to go with a cordless option. But if I lived in a smaller space, I would probably just get the corded one, to be completely honest, to save the money. But I figured I would give you guys some pros and cons with this, because I absolutely love this machine. Do not get me wrong. I absolutely love it. I would buy it again tenfold, because it vacuum and mops at the same time. It's such a lifesaver. I mean, if I had to vacuum and then mop, it would double the time that it takes me to do it with just this one machine. But there are a few cons with it. For instance, the wheels kind of get in the line of you doing the mopping, right? So a lot of people have complained about it leaving marks on the floor, like the wheels leaving marks on the floor. I haven't noticed that, just because my floors are dark, so I really don't see any of the streaks that are left behind from the wheels on my floors. But I know that if you probably had a different style floor, or if you had a different color of floor, then I could see how that could be a possibility. Once again, to me, it's still worth it, just because they're wet wheels. They're going to leave a little bit of a mark. My kids are going to leave marks on the floors within the first 24 hours anyways. So at least I know it's clean. That's the most important part to me. But if you are a perfectionist and somebody who wants it to look top-notch 100%, then this might not be the tool for you. Other than that, there really is no cons. There really was a lot of trial and error whenever I first got it, to getting used to using it. For instance, I was definitely using way too much water on the floor. I was constantly spraying the water while I was using it, and it was just too much. So it took me a while to get used to what the right amount was. But once I did, it was a lot easier. The floors obviously dried a lot faster once I wasn't overly using water, but I love this stuff. It smells great. The solution for the Bissell machine smells great. It gives it a fresh smell. The floors always look clean. I've never had an issue with this thing picking up anything as far as vacuum wise. It gets everything. It gets everything. And one of the best things about this machine is when my kids spill like juice or like a bowl of cereal or something like that on the floor that's like a wet consistency, I just pull this thing out and I clean it up real quick because it sucks it up. It picks up wet too, so it sucks it right up and works out perfectly. I swear this video is not sponsored as well either. I just wanted to give an honest review of what I thought about this. The other con that I've heard other people talk about is having to clean the products or clean like the machine afterwards. You do want to take it apart It does have a self-clean option, so it does that, and then you still take it apart and, you know, empty out the water tank and all of that. I find it takes me like 5 minutes to do that. It doesn't take long. It definitely doesn't take the amount of time it would take me to vacuum and then mop. So for me, it's a win. I love it. I think it's definitely worth the investment. So if you're interested in something like that, definitely check it out. I can link it down below if you guys want a straight link to it.
Someone like you. Yeah, I just need someone like you. Someone like you. Yeah, I just need someone like you. Someone like you.
I won't make it easy for you now. You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me breaking your sweat. You're falling into me, touch me. I swear you would do anything that I want, so keep us awake till the dawn. Baby, feel free. I wanna make you sweat on me. I wanna make you sweat on me. I got you wrapped around my finger, but don't you try to call me tomorrow. There's nothing personal in having a little fun. You wait and see if it's worth your while. So give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me breaking your sweat. You're falling into me, touch me. I swear you would do anything that I want, so keep us awake till the dawn. Baby, feel free.
Okay, our floors were absolutely disgusting, especially by the back door, but I mean, all in all, it was all getting trekked in, but it was really, really bad. We have been working on our landscaping and really just touching some things up. Now that my husband is home from his deployment, we have really been working more on the outside. I wasn't really doing a whole lot while he was gone because, for one, it required his help, and for two, it required his decision making as well, because I like to take his opinion into account, especially on the outside of the house. That's kind of more his domain. So I waited for him to get home to do anything on the outside, and now we have been working on it. But it's been tracking in so much of a mess. I've been struggling to keep up with it. I've been considering maybe getting like an iRobot, because the floors, I just struggle with keeping up with them. First off, I don't like vacuuming every day as it is. If we lived in a smaller house, I probably wouldn't mind. When we did live in a smaller house, I didn't mind vacuuming at all, but it takes up so much time on top of cleaning up every single night, and I'm an efficient worker, guys. I love to do, obviously, I love the vac mop because it's efficient and it cuts down on time. So I was thinking about getting an iRobot, but I've heard mixed reviews about, you know, how long they take to clean, how loud they are. I'm worried my dog's going to be constantly barking at it. So if you guys have one, let me know what you think. Is it worth the investment?
Make you sweat on me. You know that I'ma keep it cool. With you I feel like breaking rules. On the edge, looking out with no parachute. You know I'm dreaming about us two, playing around without a clue. On the edge, leaning out. With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing, but guess I need more of you. You say it during night, but in the morning you just leave. With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing, but guess I need more of you. You say it during night, but in the morning you just leave.
This is the area where everybody comes in from the garage. We all come in this door and we drop our shoes And between the kids going back to school this week and Chris going back to work as well, it's just been a catch-all zone, and so it really just needed a good cleanup.
Had to convince my friends this time. Think you're toxic to my mind, but I know they don't know what you're all about. The way you hold my body tight, staying up talking through the night. Yeah, I know they just don't. With us it's all or nothing. Ooh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing, but guess I need more of you. You say it during night, but in the morning you just leave.
All right, friends, here are some after shots for you. I wanted to thank you so much for choosing to click on this video today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications. Also, if you could give this video a thumbs up, that really helps my channel, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.